Welcome back, folks. Hope y'all miss me. Let's proceed with step 41. So apparently FreeCodeCamp has a name for their fandom, and that is campers. Guess what? I have come up with a fandom name too. Y'all are Elixiers. Trust me, you are an Elixir. Anyhow, to give our users an idea of what to write in the bio text area, we gotta provide them a placeholder, which is basically a pre-written text which appears in a text box and disappears when users start texting. You know what I'm talking about, right? So let's give our text area a placeholder with the text as, I like coding on the beach. Just copy-paste it so that you don't add extra dots. By the way, where do you guys like to code? Share it in the comments below. Sure, coding on the beach sounds fancy until you get hit by a tsunami. Just kidding. Step 42. Okay, let's provide name attribute to all inputs, except the personal and business radio inputs. I choose to give name values same as ID values. Why you gotta stress yourself when you can make life easier? Don't give weird-ass names which you can't remember later. If you do, it would be so unethical and unprofessional. Step 43. Okay, our HTML part is finished. Now let's spruce it up a little bit, baby. Let's change our form's font to Tahoma and change its size to 16 pixels under the body selector. Step 44. Let's enter our H1 and P elements by giving them a margin of 1 EM and auto, which means 1 EM on top and bottom and auto on left and right. I don't know if I told you this earlier, but in CSS, EM is a unit of measurement which indicates size relative to the size of the font. 1 EM means equal to the current font size, and 2 EM means 2 times the current font size. For example, in a 2 EM unit of measurement, if your font is 11px 11 pixels, then 2 EM equals 22 pixels. Okay? Now, we also need to align their text to center as well. Step 45. We kinda want our whole form in the center. So let's give it a margin of 0 on top and bottom and auto on left and right. Then set maximum width to 500 pixels and minimum width to 300 pixels. In between that range, our width is going to be 60 VW, which is viewport width. This would represent a length of 60% of the width of your viewport. Step 46. We needed those borders while developing, to center it and to see the distinct sections and everything. But now, we don't want our users to know that those are different field sets. It's not aesthetic enough. So let's remove the border and add 2 rem, which stands for root EM of padding, only to top and bottom of each field set. But let's not forget to remove the padding from the left and right. Step 47. Let's give some space between each field set. So let's give field set a border bottom of 3 pixels solid and the hex color code, which looks somewhat gray. Look, a gray separation line appeared on the bottom of a field set. Step 48. The border of last field set looks a little out of place. Since there are many field sets, if we target field set in CSS, it targets to all of them, which is not what we want. We just want to make changes to the last field set, so we have our legendary pseudo class selectors. So let's use field set last of type pseudo class selector to target last field set and change its border bottom to none. As you can see, the border at the bottom is gone. Step 49. It would be nice if all the label text appears above the form elements. Form elements mean all the input, texting area, and selection boxes, everything. Okay, in order to get label elements on top of these input boxes, we gotta make these input boxes to take up the full width of their parent elements. Then the label text would automatically shift up. Also, we need to give 10 pixels of space on top of these input boxes and set the bottom, left and right to 0 because we don't need any more space around the boxes. Step 50. For the second field set, we want our input that is radio buttons and label text that is personal account and business account text to appear on same line. So we gotta give a class of inline to both of these input elements. You can't see its proper alignment yet. Wait to see that in the next video. Alright, Elixiers. That's all for today. Hope you guys like, share, comment on my videos. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any updates. Stay tuned for further steps and chapters. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.